mistime it, you step out and you foul, and you know, of course, lose that opportunity. Now I'll go ahead and do it on another try real quick. On the other events like this, I'm just going to go ahead and only do them once, because with the turbo button I get the best record I probably can on the first try. You hold in the turbo button, you time it, hit the D-pad, and then D-pad again when you're getting ready to plant that foot, and boom, you launch it. Usually, of course, you know, with a turbo button, you're going to get a world record every single time, no matter what you do. It comes down to the angle of which you do it, and you hold in the D-pad button that you press to throw it. You just hold that in for an extra couple seconds to get that angle the way you want it to. So that comes down to the actual part of skill, I would say, that's involved with the game. I mean, there really isn't a whole lot, especially when I'm cheating using the turbo button. But just to show everyone what each event is and entails in this game, because I don't really think many people played this particular Olympic game. I know I never had. I have played both track and fields, I played Snoopy, I played Caveman games. But this one in particular, I guess because it came out so late in the NES era, you know, coming out in '92 for the '92 Olympics, that I guess it wasn't that popular, or at least not as many people mention it. But it is a Capcom game, so you would have expected somebody to be like, oh wow, Capcom. It doesn't matter what it is. Capcom does anything. You would think it would be good, especially back then. You know, they may be not as popular as they used to be, I guess, in this new era of gaming. But Capcom was a juggernaut back then, so it didn't matter what they put their name on, it was going to be great. Now, this is another one of the swimming events, and different from this one is you can see where my timing is. When the arms come forward and get ready to go back under, that's going to be my opportunity to press the button again and try to get speed going again. All the swimming events are very similar to one another, it just comes down to a slight different time for each individual type of swimming. That's the only difference in the swimming thing. And now in this one though, this is the first one I have to deal with the heart meter, and as you can see it slowly depletes. Now you can hit the D-pad and breathe on each individual swim. As you can see, I'm doing it on this one, where I'm pressing the D-pad just for a second. I don't really slow down, but on some of them, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to bolt as fast as I can, and then when it gets right down to the bottom, I can mash the button real quick. I lose all my speed for a couple seconds, but I get my heart all the way back up, and I don't have to worry about it for a few seconds, and I can continue on going as quickly as possible. Now, I should have easily broken the world record on that one. That's one of my better swims that I've had during playing this game. And here we go with as you can see, my opponent, you know, was in dead last there. It came in 8th, so I couldn't really even go by them. If I had just barely beaten them, I would have only been in 7th. So, like I said, you can't really gauge how well you're doing on your opponent. You have to go just for whatever record you're going for yourself. Another gold. And yes, I want to proceed to the next event. Come on. Shut up, sports news guy. And hey, look, it's a special program. It's time for more of the marathon. And now we're going to get to the annoying part of the marathon, where we get to see each of the individual people as they will start the run. Now, this part shows you how far you've made progress so far in the race. Once everyone's dot moves, which takes forever, as you can see, why this can be extremely long and annoying, shows you each individual dot moving. Once they're all placed, then you get to set your speed, which I'm going to slow down just a little bit, just so, because I had a decent enough lead. Now, I'm probably going to be caught up to on the second length now. Now, let's see how each of the runners are doing. What? Even in '92, the bounds of English are still there in the video game world. And we get to see my guy go ahead, and he's way ahead of the pack. It's still too early to make any predictions on who's going to win. Okay, now here's the problem. We're going to sit here, and we see each and every one of the runners, how far they're into the race, and we get to see their little sprite, which is exactly like half the other sprites. Only like 1 or 2 of them actually look any different from the others. And yes, every single one of these runners is going to be shown and how they're doing, and how far they're into the race. Just so you know, on the future parts of this, I think I'm just going to go ahead and skip this whole aspect of it. So I'm going to show it once, and then I'm just going to do a little edit in the video to skip ahead of this. So it's going to shorten the video length by probably a lot, actually. I'll be surprised to see what the final time ends up being after I do everything. So when we get to the next part like this, I'll probably just show my US runner going, and then I'm just gonna make a little tiny edit that kind of skip all this. So you see how long this is, and it's not skippable. I pressed every button on the controller. You can't get past this. I don't know why they thought this was good. I don't know whose brilliant idea it was to make us sit here and watch each of the losers, like the 8th placed runner. Like, he's so far behind at this point. Now, he'll catch up later on because everyone changes their speed, and it really doesn't even matter until the final couple of lengths whether, who wins or not. But seriously, I mean, whatever. So, you get to see the medal count after each of the marathon things, and now we get to go to the next day, the 400-meter dash. Now, this is another one of the running events where the heart meter comes into it, because, of course, it being 400 meters, it's a pretty long run. Now, here's what's going to be funny about this. I'm just going to go gung-ho all the way as fast as I possibly can. And I'm just going to let his heart run out and then refill when I get to the, get to a point. You'll never see this in any track and field event for the guy who's going to win or break a world record or whatever. I'm just going to watch. My heart will deplete out. Slow down a little bit, try to keep it going. Come on, there we go. Now, what? See, I stopped dead to make it fill back up. Seriously, you're never ever gonna see an Olympic runner stop and then continue on. Maybe except for that Jamaican Bolt guy, that Lightning Bolt. Maybe he could stop dead and then continue running. That guy was the most amazing runner for the Olympics that just ended. He's probably the only one who could stop dead and then pick it up and continue. Now I finished with a 40.22, and I had to wait for a little bit for my opponent to finally finish up. There we go. I love the breathing. I just love that little guy, that little sprite, the way that they're breathing heavenly. And then all of a sudden, I don't need to breathe anymore. I can wave happily to the crowd because I finished my race. So here's the times. Not surprisingly for, whatever, that I finished in first with my time. And another world record and another gold medal. Unfortunately, I had to put my name in again. So let's get going to the next event here. Yes, I want to proceed to the next game. Thank you very much. The triple jump. Just like the just like the long jump that we did earlier. Same exact deal. Turbo button for me to get my speed all the way up. Then I'm going to go hit the D-pad to start running. And then when I get to the exact point, hold in the D-pad again in order to time my angle. Do another one, and now one last one in, and you can see way into it, almost out of it again. 1951. Great year. Why not? I don't even know what really happened in 1951, but sure. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and skip doing the other 2 tries because you've seen it once, and I already have way more than anyone else even had. So another new world record. So I'll get the place in my great name of 5 blanks. Yes, I know. I know it's required. For some reason, you don't know what my name is. At least in track and field too, each individual event guy had like a different name specific to each country that he was representing in each event. That was kind of cool. But apparently in this one, they don't know my name, so I had to keep re-entering it. And by now, I've entered 5 blanks most of the time, so you think they would just know that by now. So here we go with the next swimming event. Just like the previous ones. Launch, and come to the surface after a few seconds, and now it comes down to, of course, timing the button. Now this one I'm not usually as good with as some of the other ones, so I don't know what my time will end up being compared. I'll probably beat my opponent, but then I'll be happy if I just do that. So I'm trying to breathe and swim at the same time, and I just have a lot of trouble trying to do that. It ends up being just more beneficial for me just to wait till it fully depletes and then try to build it back up. Because I try to do it while swimming and it just somehow doesn't work correctly, at least not for me. I just don't have my timing down the way it should be. Now, I launched off the wall. Unfortunately, I think I messed that up because I didn't have much speed coming off the wall. Trying to make sure I sustain my heart meter during this whole race. As you can see, I'm easily beating my opponent, but my opponent could easily be the last placed time right now, which I won't find out exactly until I end up finishing the race. So, keep swimming here, come down to the final little bit, and I just slow down all the way just to build my heart back up. Keep going. 10, there's 5, And there we go. A time of 57.85, which is probably terrible. I don't know what place I finished in for that one. But I finished, and ahead of at least one other person. That's a triumph right there. And she's happy, so I guess she finished decently. Oh, look, my opponent was the last placed time. Awesome. Oh, and I came in 6th. Well, I don't even get a medal for that one, but oh well, I'm still gonna beat everybody in total medals, which is more important. Okay, time for the special program again. Time for more marathon. Oh yay. Fun for everyone. Now for this one, like I said before, I'm gonna show you picking my speed, but once I pick the speed and I show my guy, just my first place guy, whoever's in first, I'm just gonna go ahead and make a small little edit in the video, and I'll probably cut a couple minutes off the total time of the video. So, okay, see everyone in the little tiny dots moving forward. Once they're all set, I get to pick my time again, or my speed. I'm gonna go to 19. Now apparently,